Welcome to Calm and Cozy Bedtime, the channel where stories transport you into a world of peace and imagination, designed to lull you into a restful slumber. Tonight's tale invites you into the heart of a magical treehouse, hidden within the emerald depths of an enchanted forest. Picture yourself wrapped snugly in a warm blanket, ready to let the day's worries drift away. Together, we'll explore a story that feels like a soft embrace, filling you with comfort and wonder. Take a moment to close your eyes and breathe deeply. Let the day's stresses melt away as you tune into the gentle rustle of leaves and the soothing hum of the night. Imagine a world where the stars twinkle just for you, lighting the path to a storybook adventure. Tonight's journey begins in a serene little town, nestled beside a forest brimming with secrets. Once upon a time, there was a curious young girl named Lily, who lived in a quaint town at the forest's edge. From a young age, Lily was drawn to the mysteries of the natural world. The forest, with its towering trees and shadowy trails, felt like a gateway to hidden wonders. It was a place where whispers of magic could be heard if you listened closely. One bright morning, sunlight streamed into Lily's cozy room, casting golden rays across her desk, piled with books and sketches of her favorite places. As she gazed out of her window, the forest seemed to beckon her for an adventure. She quickly packed a small bag with essentials: her sketchbook, her favorite snacks, and a pencil to capture the marvels she might discover. With a cheerful wave to her parents, Lily set off down the winding path leading into the forest. Each step took her further from the lively hum of the town and closer to the tranquil embrace of nature. The air was filled with the melodies of chirping birds, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the bubbling murmur of a distant stream. Sunlight filtered through the canopy above, creating patterns that danced on the forest floor like tiny beams of magic. As she wandered, Lily's heart brimmed with awe at the beauty around her. Wildflowers of every hue swayed gently in the breeze, while squirrels darted playfully across her path. Butterflies, as delicate as dreams, fluttered from flower to flower, their wings catching the light in a dazzling display. It was as if the forest itself recognized her adventurous spirit and welcomed her into its enchanting realm. Little did Lily know, her journey that day would lead to an extraordinary discovery, a place where dreams met reality and magic felt as tangible as the ground beneath her feet. As Lily ventured deeper into the forest, the landscape began to transform, unveiling a world untouched by time. The trees grew taller and more majestic, their trunks wide and strong, as if rooted in the very soul of the earth. Their sprawling branches stretched high above, intertwining to form a natural cathedral. Sunlight filtered through the dense canopy, casting soft, golden beams that danced across the forest floor. It was a scene that felt sacred, as though she had stepped into a realm where nature's beauty was unbound. The forest exuded an air of peace and mystery, and every step Lily took seemed to draw her further into its embrace. Soon, the sound of trickling water caught her attention, Following the sound, she found herself at the edge of a crystal-clear stream. Its surface sparkled like tiny diamonds, reflecting the dappled sunlight above. Kneeling by the water's edge, Lily dipped her hands into the cool stream, letting the refreshing sensation wash over her. The gentle current seemed to carry her worries away, leaving her with a profound sense of calm. Inspired by the serene beauty of her surroundings, Lily reached into her bag and retrieved her notebook and pencil. She began to sketch, her hand guided by the vivid scene before her. Her pencil moved fluidly across the page, capturing the shimmering surface of the stream, the towering trees that seemed to touch the sky, and the delicate wildflowers that swayed gracefully in the breeze. As she worked, a connection blossomed between Lily and the natural world. It was as though the forest was speaking to her through its colors and sounds, sharing its secrets with someone who truly cared to listen. After finishing her sketch, Lily paused to admire her work. While it could never fully capture the forest's magic, it served as a cherished memory of a moment she never wanted to forget. Packing her notebook away, she continued along the forest path, her heart light and her spirit filled with wonder. Not long after, Lily stumbled upon a sunlit clearing. It was like a scene plucked from a fairy tale. A small herd of deer grazed peacefully, their movements graceful and unhurried. Among them was a fawn, its delicate frame standing close to its mother. Lily crouched low, careful not to disturb the tranquil scene. Her heart swelled as she watched the fawn nuzzle its mother, a tender moment that spoke to the deep bonds of love and trust in nature. She lingered there, savoring the beauty of the moment and feeling grateful to witness such purity. As the path carried her further, the forest began to change again. The trees grew larger and older, their trunks wrapped in moss and their roots twisting and curling into intricate patterns across the forest floor. These were ancient trees, silent witnesses to countless seasons and untold stories. One tree in particular caught Lily's eye. Its massive trunk bore carvings of symbols and patterns worn smooth by time. The hollow base of the tree beckoned her, as though inviting her to uncover its secrets. Kneeling by the tree, Lily traced the carvings with her fingers, their texture rough yet oddly comforting. The symbols seemed to hum with an energy she couldn't quite explain. She felt a deep sense of connection, as if the tree carried the memories of those who had come before her, wanderers, dreamers, and adventurers like herself. For a moment, she closed her eyes and let the forest's timelessness wash over her, grounding her in a way she hadn't known she needed. Deeper into the forest, Lily noticed the atmosphere shift. The chirping of birds became a joyous symphony, their songs weaving together in perfect harmony. The gentle rustle of leaves sounded almost like whispers, as though the forest was alive and speaking in a language only the heart could understand. She caught glimpses of animals darting through the underbrush, their presence adding to the vibrancy of the woodland. Squirrels scampered up tree trunks, and rabbits peeked out from beneath bushes before disappearing in a flash. The forest teemed with life, every creature a part of the intricate tapestry surrounding her. Lily's senses seemed heightened. She marveled at the vibrant colors of the flowers dotting the forest floor, their petals painted in hues nature reserved for her most intimate masterpieces. Tiny mushrooms glowed faintly in the shadows, their soft luminescence like little stars scattered across the ground. She noticed vines climbing effortlessly up the towering trees, their spiraling patterns adding to the forest's mystique. The air itself seemed alive, thick with the scent of earth and foliage, and charged with an almost magical energy. Just as she began to wonder what lay ahead, something caught Lily's eye, a shimmer in the distance. It wasn't the sunlight filtering through the leaves, but something brighter, almost ethereal. Her heart quickened with anticipation as she followed the glow, the path beneath her feet guiding her toward the unknown. The forest seemed to grow quieter, as if holding its breath, waiting for her to discover the secret it had been guarding. The shimmering light grew closer, and Lily realized it was coming from a small clearing up ahead. The air was charged with an energy she couldn't quite explain, like the electric buzz before a summer storm. With each step, she felt her excitement build, mingling with a sense of reverence. Whatever lay beyond was not just another part of the forest. It was something extraordinary, a place where magic felt as real as the ground beneath her feet. After hours of wandering through the vast and mysterious forest, Lily stumbled upon something that made her heart skip a beat. A treehouse, perched high among the branches of an ancient oak. The sight was nothing short of magical. The treehouse seemed to grow naturally out of the oak itself, its wooden walls blending seamlessly with the moss-covered bark. Vines draped gracefully over its structure, and patches of moss dotted its weathered exterior. It was as though the forest had embraced the treehouse as part of its soul. At the base of the tree, a spiral staircase wound its way around the trunk, carved directly into the wood with incredible craftsmanship. Each step was sturdy yet elegant, as though crafted by someone who deeply respected the tree and its place in the world. Lily stood motionless for a moment, staring up in awe, the silence of the forest enveloping her. The treehouse felt alive, almost as if it had been waiting for her to find it. With her heart pounding, she stepped onto the first stair. The wood creaked softly underfoot, but the staircase felt solid and safe, inviting her upward. As she climbed, the sunlight filtering through the canopy created dappled patterns on the weathered steps. The air seemed to hum with anticipation, as though the forest itself was holding its breath. Each step brought her closer to the mysterious structure, her excitement building with every move. When she reached the top, she found herself standing before a wooden door. Its surface was intricately carved with patterns of leaves, vines, and delicate flowers. The artistry was so exquisite that it seemed more like a piece of living art than a door. To her surprise, the door was slightly ajar, revealing a sliver of golden light from within. It felt as though the treehouse was inviting her to step inside. Taking a deep breath to steady herself, Lily pushed the door open. The interior of the treehouse was a world of wonder. A warm golden glow bathed the room, cast by lanterns hanging from the ceiling. Their light flickered gently, giving the space an ethereal quality. The walls were lined with shelves overflowing with books, jars of dried herbs, and an assortment of trinkets. Tiny glass bottles shimmered in the lantern light, their colors refracting like miniature rainbows. Everything about the room spoke of someone who cherished this place as a sanctuary. In one corner, a small bed rested beneath a window. Its frame was crafted from gnarled branches, and the bed was adorned with soft blankets and pillows. Next to it, a wooden chest sat, its lid slightly ajar, revealing a collection of keepsakes. At the center of the room stood a round wooden table, polished smooth and adorned with a vase of fresh wildflowers. Their vibrant hues added a splash of life to the cozy space. What captured Lily's attention most, however, was a desk tucked into the far corner. It was cluttered with sketches, loose papers, and an open book that seemed to be a journal. Her curiosity piqued. Lily walked over and gently picked up the journal. Its cover was embossed with the name Rose. Flipping through the pages, she realized it belonged to a girl who had lived in the treehouse long ago. The journal was filled with detailed sketches of animals, plants, and landscapes, all brought to life with remarkable artistry. There were also pages of written reflections, observations about the forest, musings about life, and a deep love for nature. One entry caught Lily's eye. The forest holds secrets that reveal themselves to those who seek them with an open heart. This treehouse is my sanctuary, a place where the magic of the woods feels closest to my soul. As Lily read, she felt an inexplicable connection to Rose. It was as though their spirits were kindred, united by their shared wonder and love for the natural world. She could almost picture Rose sitting at the very desk Lily now stood before, gazing out of the window and pouring her heart into the pages of her journal. As she turned more pages, Lily discovered sketches of animals she had encountered earlier in her journey. The deer grazing in the clearing, the vibrant butterflies flitting between flowers. But what excited her most was a hand-drawn map tucked between the pages. The map detailed the surrounding forest, complete with winding paths, hidden groves, and intriguing notes. One note was circled boldly. The heart of the forest lies here. Follow the stream to find the grove where time stands still. Lily's breath caught in her throat as she traced the path on the map with her finger. It started at the very stream she had knelt beside earlier and led deep into the forest. Her excitement grew as she imagined what secrets this grove might hold. What could Rose have meant by a place where time stands still? Gently closing the journal, Lily placed it back on the desk, her mind racing with possibilities. She looked around the treehouse once more, taking in every detail. It was clear that this place had been much more than a dwelling for Rose. It had been a sanctuary, a retreat from the world where she could connect with the magic of the forest. Before leaving, Lily walked to the window and looked out. The view took her breath away. From her vantage point, she could see the forest stretching endlessly in all directions, a sea of emerald green that seemed to ripple with life. She felt a profound sense of gratitude for having discovered this place, as though it had been meant for her all along. The soft rustling of leaves outside brought her back to the present. Glancing once more at the map, she knew her adventure wasn't over. The grove that Rose had written about was calling to her, and Lily felt an undeniable pull to uncover its mysteries. Lily's heart raced as she traced her fingers over the hand-drawn map. The grove Rose had described sounded like a place woven from dreams, a hidden sanctuary deep within the forest where magic whispered through the air and time seemed to stand still. The idea of finding it filled Lily with a sense of purpose she had never felt before. This was more than an adventure. It was a chance to uncover something truly extraordinary. For hours, Lily explored the treehouse, her curiosity pulling her to every corner. Each detail told a story, revealing glimpses of the life Rose had lived. The carved furniture bore intricate patterns of leaves and vines, as if nature itself had inspired every piece. Shelves lined with jars of dried herbs and tiny trinkets spoke of someone who treasured the simple beauty of the forest. Drawers held delicate treasures, a feather with iridescent hues, a small vial of sparkling sand, and a wooden charm shaped like a crescent moon. The room felt alive, as though Rose's spirit lingered in the gentle warmth of the treehouse. Lily ran her fingers along the edges of the shelves, imagining Rose collecting herbs and sketching her adventures by lantern light. The connection Lily felt to this space grew with every discovery, and she couldn't help but smile at the thought that Rose, too, had once felt the same awe Lily now experienced. As the afternoon sun began to dip lower in the sky, its golden rays streamed through the window, bathing the treehouse in a warm, amber glow. Lily sat by the desk one last time, holding Rose's journal. She flipped through its pages again, her heart brimming with gratitude for the guidance and inspiration Rose had left behind. The journal wasn't just a record of Rose's life. It was a gift, an invitation to see the forest through her eyes. Lily carefully placed the journal back on the desk, ensuring it rested exactly as she had found it. She stood for a moment, taking one final look around the treehouse. Every inch of the space felt like a treasure, and leaving it felt bittersweet. But the map in her hand reminded her that the journey was far from over. With one last glance at the glowing lanterns and wildflower vase, she stepped onto the spiral staircase, ready to descend. The forest greeted her with the soft embrace of twilight. The light was no longer harsh and bright, but instead wrapped the world in hues of lavender and gold. The air was cooler now, carrying the fresh scent of earth and leaves. Lily paused at the base of the tree, looking back up at the treehouse. It perched quietly among the branches, its presence blending effortlessly with the forest around it. She silently vowed to return, knowing it had become a special part of her life. As she began retracing her steps through the forest, the soft crunch of leaves underfoot accompanied her thoughts. Her mind buzzed with plans and excitement. She imagined the grove Rose had written about, what it might look like, what secrets it might hold. She wondered how far the journey would take her and what other marvels she might discover along the way. Every thought deepened her determination to find the grove, to follow the path that Rose had left behind. The forest seemed to glow as the last rays of sunlight filtered through the canopy. Shadows stretched long and thin, creating patterns that danced across the forest floor. The distant call of birds and the rustling of leaves filled the air, blending into a peaceful symphony. Lily felt a deep connection to the forest, as if it were alive and aware of her presence. It wasn't just a backdrop to her adventure, it was a character in her story, guiding her forward. She paused briefly by the stream where her journey had begun earlier in the day. The water sparkled in the twilight, its gentle bubbling a soothing reminder of the forest's rhythm. Lily knelt beside it, running her fingers through the cool water and letting its serenity fill her. In her mind, she pictured the map again, its winding paths and the promise of something extraordinary waiting at the heart of the forest. As Lily continued toward home, she realized how much had changed in just one day. The forest, which had always felt like a place of mystery and beauty, now felt deeply personal, as though it had chosen to share its secrets with her. The treehouse and Rose's journal were no longer just discoveries. They were part of her story now, and with every step she felt her connection to the forest deepen. The twilight grew darker, the first stars beginning to peek through the sky above. Lily's excitement didn't wane as the day turned to night. Instead, it grew stronger, fueled by the memories of the treehouse and the map in her pocket. She knew she wouldn't have to wait long to begin the next chapter of her adventure. When she finally emerged from the forest and saw the soft glow of her home in the distance, Lily felt a quiet sense of accomplishment. She wasn't just a visitor in the forest anymore. She was part of its story, and it was part of hers. The magic of the day lingered in her heart as she opened the door to her house, stepping inside with a smile that hinted at the promise of what lay ahead. When Lily finally arrived home, the familiar warmth of her family enveloped her. The glow of the evening lamps and the comforting scent of dinner welcomed her back from her extraordinary day in the forest. Her parents noticed the sparkle in her eyes and the faint traces of dirt on her hands, clear signs of an adventure worth sharing. Excitedly, Lily began recounting every detail of her journey. She described the magical treehouse hidden high in the branches of the ancient oak, the intricate carvings that adorned its walls, and the treasures she had found inside. Her words flowed with enthusiasm as she told them about Rose's journal, the sketches, the maps, and the poetic notes that seemed to breathe life into the pages. Her parents listened intently, their expressions a mixture of awe and curiosity. "It sounds like you've discovered something truly remarkable," her father said with a gentle smile. "A place that feels like it was waiting just for you." Lily nodded, her heart brimming with gratitude and joy. She couldn't explain it fully, but the treehouse felt more than just a part of the forest. It felt like it had become a part of her. Her mother placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "It's amazing how connected you seem to that place," she said. "It sounds like the beginning of something very special." That night, as the house grew quiet and the world outside was bathed in moonlight, Lily curled up in her bed. She gazed out at the sky, the stars twinkling like tiny beacons of hope. The day's adventures replayed in her mind, every moment filling her with a sense of wonder she hadn't felt before. Beside her lay her own notebook, its pages blank and waiting to be filled. Inspired by Rose's journal, Lily picked up her pencil and began to write. Her words poured onto the page, capturing the magic of the forest, the peace of the shimmering stream, and the enchantment of the treehouse. She wrote about Rose and the connection she felt to a girl she had never met, but whose spirit seemed to echo her own. And she wrote about her dreams, the places she still hoped to explore, and the secrets the forest might yet reveal. As her eyelids grew heavy, Lily placed the notebook on her nightstand, a satisfied smile gracing her lips. The moonlight spilled into her room, casting soft shadows that seemed to carry the magic of the forest into her dreams. Sleep came gently, carrying her back to the treehouse. She imagined it standing quietly in the heart of the forest, its lanterns glowing softly, a guardian of secrets, dreams, and the promise of future adventures. Though her journey had ended for now, Lily knew in her heart it was only the beginning. The forest and the treehouse were part of her story now, and she couldn't wait to see where they would lead her next. Thank you for joining us for this enchanting bedtime story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this tale with someone who loves a bit of magic before they sleep. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you again soon.